Subjective and objective poetry. The poetry on the basis of subject matter is broadly divided into two parts. Poetry treats of two kinds of subject matter which is supplied by external objects such as deeds, events, and the things we see around us, and that which is supplied by the poet's own thoughts and feelings. The former gives rise to objective poetry, the latter to subjective. In objective poetry, the poet acts as a detached observer, describing what he has seen or heard. In the other hand, he brings to bear his own reflection upon what he has seen or heard. The same subject matter can be viewed either way. If the poet views it from without confining himself, that is to say, merely to his externals, his treatment is objective. If he views it from within, giving expression, that is to say, to the thoughts and feelings it arouses in his mind, his treatment is subjective. Objective poetry is impersonal and subjective poetry is personal. In the former, the focus of attention is something that is outward, a praiseworthy act, a thrilling occurrence, a beautiful sight. In the latter, it is the poet himself. Whatever the subject may be, his mind is centered on his own thoughts and feelings. Objective poetry, on the other, is older than subjective. The primitive people among whom it developed, like the uncivilized races in some parts of the world today, we were more interested in what they saw and heard than in what they thought. They valued the experiences of their eyes and ear more than the experiences of their mind. Deep thinking may even have been irksome to them, considering that their life was simple, composed more of action than of thought. Their poetry therefore dealt with deeds, events, and the things they saw around them, and it called for the little mental efforts from their hearers. At the early stage, man has not acquired a subjective outlook which is the product of civilization. The epic and the drama are the forms of these objective poetry in which, as in the ballad, the writer's personality remains in the background. The lyric and the elegy, which belong to the latter times, represent the subjective variety.